So here I am Sunday night at Perth Airport, and I've got with me Phoenix, who has just arrived back from the north, and we're just having a chat and a debrief of her time in the north on the Bawoorrooga project. So Phoenix, all this travel and here you are. How far have you travelled just to get to where you are at this point?
Ooh, a few hours. I've been going since about 9:30 this morning, and what are we up to? After 9:30 at night. I'm not quite halfway home. I don't think I'll get home until about midday tomorrow morning.
So you've already clocked 400 k's by coach,
Yes.
3,000 kilometres by plane, and another 3,000 kilometres to go.
And a few hundred on top of that to get quite home, but yes.
Oh, very good. So why would a young woman like you, who is highly educated, who's an architect, nearly an architect, and why would you want to come all this way to go up to Bawoorrooga community?
Oh, so many reasons, and so many reasons why I'd want to stay there, honestly, now after spending the last 2 weeks up there. Yeah, I've just had a huge interest in remote Indigenous residential architecture in particular.
Yep.
And did a lot of research in my master's study at uni. But it's all books, and it was just so incredible to really see it in practice up there in real life, and how things could work in a perfect world. Truly, I think that model that you guys are pushing at the moment and what's happening could answer a lot of problems.
So when you think about your master's program that you did, and it was really important, you were talking about having Aboriginal people actually be able to design their own home.
Yep.
And now you've actually seen that in real life, where not only have they designed their own home, but now they're constructing their own home. What was that like for you to actually experience that in person and to be part of the building program?
Yeah. Yes, to see it so tangible was really incredible. And as I said in our discussions earlier, from all the research I'd done, I really was unable to find many examples of that model happening anywhere around Australia. So to see it in practice, and just how stoked all the boys were to come from community out to Bawoorrooga onto the project site every Tuesday was fabulous. All so excited. The skills that they'd learned, or skills that they were able to show me, I think, and put into practice, the stuff they've been doing over the last 2 years was incredible. And just their excitement now, so close to the building completion, hopefully. Windows next week, I think. It's going to look, very nearly there. So everyone's very excited.
So you kind of had a chance to really chat to the young fellas, and a lot of the young fellas in Fitzroy kind of are hanging around town, not really being able to do much. And you were talking to these young blokes about how they feel about coming out on community.
Yeah.
What were some of the things that they talked about when they were talking to you about what it meant to them?
Well, it's quite profound, really. I mean, like any of the other kids out there, they could, I guess, hang in town and with no real job prospects or anything, but they, choose to come out to the project site for 4 days a week. And one thing that was mentioned on the first day that we kind of went out to site, after picking up one of the young fellas from his place about 100 k's away, we kind of got there and he said, I feel normal now, like being here. He's got, just that purpose, and spoke a lot about the project. Said appears in his dreams and like the future of Bawoorrooga and stuff he dreams about a lot, which was really, really beautiful.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And now that you've spent 2 weeks or a bit more than 2 weeks out on community, did you want to leave?
No, I certainly said to Christian Nahara, if I didn't have to come home for a few commitments in Victoria, in a heartbeat would have changed my flights to at least stay another week. To see those windows go in, I was very excited. We thought it was going to happen this week. But I think that's going to be a huge milestone.
And so now that you've experienced the project, you know that that we struggle with funding, that a lot of people haven't, that the government haven't gotten behind Bawoorrooga with the rebuilding program following the fire. Now that you've seen it firsthand, what would you be saying to people in Australia about this project and the importance of this project as a national prototype, and encouraging them to get behind it? Do you think it's worth it?
It would be criminal if this project wasn't, to be seen out. It is going to create such a fabulous precedent, I think, nationwide for remote communities, residential dwellings. I'm absolutely praying that a miracle happens in the next couple of weeks and the funding comes through for you all, because everyone works so hard for this, and incredibly deserving. It's going to be an amazing thing to see completed.
And as an architectural student and doing your master's program, you've actually been able to see firsthand the community integrating really important cultural elements into the building.
Yep.
And the connection to earth, the round windows, the flagstones on the floor, all of those elements. How do you think, from an architectural student perspective, after studying it for so many years and then doing your masters in it, how do you think of those elements all being added to it?
Oh, it's perfect. And I think the best part about it all is that there were decisions made by the occupants, the final occupants of the house, and that's the most important thing. No matter what those elements were, I think as long as it's their own decision, that is the most crucial part.
Great. Well, I hope you enjoy your trip home, and thanks for being part of the project, and we're looking forward to you staying involved.
Thanks for having me.